The stalemate between the Golden State Warriors and restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga, which has frozen the team's entire offseason, is becoming clearer. New reports reveal that not only has a trade been actively explored, but a specific framework involving the Chicago Bulls was pursued by Kuminga's own representation, and a new potential trade target for the Warriors has now emerged from those talks. According to NBA insider Jake Fisher, Kuminga's camp actively explored sign-and-trade scenarios that would have sent the 22-year-old forward to the Chicago Bulls. The complexity of the deal was that it was designed to allow the Bulls to acquire Kuminga while also retaining their own restricted free agent, Josh Giddey. This confirms that the desire for a new home is significant enough that Kuminga's side was helping facilitate potential deals. However, that specific path hit a major roadblock. Fisher noted that a deal would be more palatable for Golden State if they could have acquired guard Lonzo Ball in return, but Ball was subsequently traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers, closing that door. Furthermore, the Warriors reportedly have little interest in taking back a veteran on an expiring contract like Nikola Vucevic for a young asset like Kuminga. This insight highlights the Warriors' primary goal in any trade, acquiring controllable long-term assets, not temporary fixes. With the Bulls still seen as the most likely trade partner, a new name has entered the conversation as a potential return piece for Golden State, guard Ayo Dosunmu. According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, the Warriors are team to watch for Dosunmu, having shown previous interest in the 25-year-old Chicago native. Dosunmu is coming off productive season, averaging 12.2 points on efficient shooting splits, and is entering the final year of his contract. Ayo Dosunmu represents a logical pivot for the Warriors. He will provide immediate, high-quality depth in a backcourt that desperately needs it. As a reliable combo guard who can score, defend, and create for others, he fits the mold of a player who could thrive in Steve Kerr's system. For the Bulls, parting with Dosunmu would be the cost of acquiring Kuminga, a player with a significantly higher ceiling, who could become a cornerstone of their franchise. This leaves the Warriors at a clear decision point. The team's complete lack of offseason moves is directly tied to this saga. They can either find a way to mend the relationship and commit to a long-term, expensive contract for Kuminga, or they can execute a sign-and-trade for a player like Dosunmu, who fills an immediate need and offers more roster certainty. The question now is which path offers more value. Is it better to retain the explosive, high-potential talent of Kuminga, despite the apparent friction, or to trade him for a solid, reliable guard who fits a clear role? Let us know what you think in the comments. Ultimately, the resolution of the Jonathan Kuminga situation is the first domino that must fall. Whether it ends with a handshake and a new contract or a trade to Chicago, the outcome will define the direction of the Golden State Warriors for the upcoming season. In a move that would fundamentally reshape the NBA landscape, a stunning blockbuster trade proposal has emerged that would unite two of the greatest players in basketball history. As the Los Angeles Lakers officially pivot to the Luka Doncic era, a new theory suggests the unthinkable, trading LeBron James, along with his son Bronny, to their longtime rivals, the Golden State Warriors. The audacious proposal comes from Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report, who outlines a deal that sends shockwaves through the league. The trade would see the Warriors acquire LeBron and Bronny James in exchange for Jimmy Butler and a 2028 first-round draft pick. While the idea of trading a legend like LeBron seemed preposterous on its surface, Buckley provides compelling logic for why this move could be a masterstroke for both franchises. Why it makes sense for the Warriors. For Golden State, the motivation is clear. Create an unstoppable force to maximize Stephen Curry's remaining championship window. Pairing two of the highest IQ players in NBA history, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, would create an offensive juggernaut that defenses would be powerless to stop. There is no correct way for an opposing defense to approach an attack helmed by Curry and James, Buckley writes, especially when Draymond Green is doing all he can as a screener and ball mover to spring them for great scoring chances. The Warriors acquired Jimmy Butler as a high-level secondary star, but landing LeBron would be a monumental upgrade. It would unite two fierce finals rivals in a final, epic quest for a championship. Furthermore, the historical significance of rostering the first active father-son duo in NBA history would be a massive draw, since it effectively is superstar for superstar swap. the Warriors would maintain a solid supporting cast around their new, legendary core. Why it makes sense for the Lakers. For the Lakers, this trade isn't about giving up on LeBron. It's about fully committing to Luka Doncic. With the franchise now built around a 26-year-old superstar, the priority is to surround him with pieces that perfectly complement his game. Jimmy Butler, in many ways, is a better fit for a Luka-centric offense than LeBron. The window for Doncic to win big is now, Buckley argues. Future draft picks and expiring contracts probably don't entice him the same way they would the forward-thinking members of the front office. Butler is an elite two-way player who can create his own shot, but is less ball-dominant than LeBron. This would give Doncic more control of the offense while allowing other players, like Austin Reeves, to expand their roles. Butler's tenacious, gap-filling defense would also be a perfect addition alongside Luka. The move will provide their new franchise player with an ideal second-in-command for the next several seasons. This wild speculation is fueled by real-world context. LeBron recently opted into the final year of his contract, and his agent, Rich Paul, made it clear that their priority is competing for a title now, with the Lakers looking toward the future with Luka, and the Warriors desperate for one more ring with Curry. This shocking proposal aligns the motivations of all parties in a way that is as logical as it is breathtaking.